My dear Aries, some people just get you, and some people never will. You have probably noticed this your whole life. Certain people light up when you walk in the room. Others tense up. And you learned early on that the difference is not about being likable. It is about being understood. Because you are not a subtle person. You do not do well with slow burns or unspoken expectations. You move fast, you speak plainly, and you give everything you have the moment you decide someone is worth it. That is not a flaw. That is just who you are. And the people who are built to receive that kind of directness, they become some of the most important relationships in your life. Understanding who those people tend to be is not about ruling anyone out. It is about recognizing the patterns you already live. So let's talk about the 3 signs you tend to build something real with and why the chemistry makes sense. The first sign is Leo. And if you have a Leo in your life, you probably did not need this video to tell you. You already felt it. Aries and Leo are both fire signs, and both are ruled by planets associated with will and identity. Mars for you, the Sun for Leo. What that creates in practice is a relationship between 2 people who genuinely respect each other's strength. You do not intimidate each other. You do not shrink around each other. That alone is rarer than it sounds. Most people in your life want you to dial it down a little. Leo does not. They match your volume. They return your fire with their own. Picture this. You are in a group of people and someone says something that is just wrong. Maybe it is dismissive, maybe it is unfair. You speak up immediately because that is what you do. And before the sentence is fully out of your mouth, Leo is right there next to you, not just agreeing but adding to it, shaping it, making the case even stronger. Nobody asked them to. They just could not help themselves. That moment of instinctive solidarity is a very Leo thing, and it is something Aries finds deeply satisfying. You do not have to explain yourself. They are already standing with you. Over time, this pairing tends to become one built on mutual celebration. You and Leo both have egos. That is not an insult, it is just honest. And what is interesting is that instead of competing in a destructive way, this pairing tends to alternate. Leo cheers your wins loudly. You push Leo to act instead of just dreaming. You make each other braver in specific, practical ways. Leo teaches you something about presentation and warmth. You teach Leo something about initiative and follow-through. The relationship deepens when both people stop trying to outshine and start trying to outdo themselves. Here is how to deepen this connection. The next time Leo shares something they are proud of, respond before they finish talking. Not to interrupt, but to show you were already with them. Leo needs to feel witnessed. Your instinct is to react first and reflect later. In this case, let that instinct work for you. A quick, genuine reaction lands with Leo the way a long, thoughtful speech would land with a different sign. Be fast and be real. That is the move. The second sign is Sagittarius. This one has a different feel than Leo, but the compatibility runs just as deep for different reasons. Sagittarius is also a fire sign, but where you and Leo operate in the realm of identity and presence, you and Sagittarius operate in the realm of movement and appetite. Sagittarius is mutable fire, ruled by Jupiter, the planet associated with expansion and philosophy. You are cardinal fire, ruled by Mars, the planet of drive and initiation. In plain terms, you start things and Sagittarius keeps them interesting. Think about what that means in a friendship or a relationship. You are the one who says, let's go. Sagittarius is the one who, halfway through the road trip, has turned it into something neither of you planned. They pulled off at an exit you never would have noticed. They started talking to a stranger at the gas station who told you about a place that changed your week. That is a Sagittarius contribution to your life, and it is not small. Because here is the thing about you, Aries. You are bold, but you can be a little tunnel-visioned. You lock in on a target and go. Sagittarius has peripheral vision. They see angles you miss. And you have the drive that Sagittarius sometimes lacks, because for all their vision, Sagittarius can drift. They need someone who keeps the momentum honest. Picture a late night in a kitchen. Both of you have been talking for 3 hours. The conversation has covered 4 topics, jumped 2 countries, and somehow landed on a question neither of you can answer. And instead of feeling frustrated, you both feel alive. That specific feeling, The intellectual charge of not knowing where the conversation is going, but knowing it is going somewhere good. That is what Aries and Sagittarius do together. Over time, this pairing builds a life that feels expansive, not just in the sense of travel or adventure, though that is often part of it. Expansive in the sense that both people come away from the relationship knowing more about the world and more about themselves than they did before. Sagittarius gives you context. You give Sagittarius direction. What you quietly teach each other is that freedom and commitment are not opposites. Here is what you can do to strengthen this bond. Let Sagittarius take the lead on a plan for once without editing it. Not a small plan, a real one. A trip, a project, a night out that is entirely their design. Your instinct will be to add your preferences or redirect toward what you know. Resist that. Let the whole thing be theirs and show up with full enthusiasm. That act of trust lands with Sagittarius in a way that nothing else does. They feel respected. And when Sagittarius feels respected by you, they become remarkably loyal. The third sign is Aquarius. This one surprises some people, and maybe it will surprise you too. Aquarius is not a fire sign. They're a fixed air sign, and their traditional ruler is Saturn, with Uranus also associated with the sign in modern astrology. On paper, they look nothing like you. In practice, something clicks. And the reason comes down to one shared value that neither of you talks about much, but that both of you live by: independence. You are independent in the physical sense. You act alone, you decide fast, you do not need permission. Aquarius is independent in the intellectual sense. They form their own conclusions, they resist group pressure, they do not accept a premise just because most people do. When these two forms of independence meet, there is a recognition. A quiet acknowledgement that this person does not need you to be anything other than what you are. That is rare for you, Aries. A lot of people find your self-determination threatening. Aquarius finds it interesting. Picture this. You are at a dinner with mutual friends and someone brings up a topic where everyone else is nodding in agreement. You say the thing that cuts against the consensus, because that is what you do when something does not sit right. And across the table, Aquarius is looking at you with a slight smile. Not because they necessarily agree, but because they find the honesty refreshing. That moment, being seen by someone who values the truth more than the peace, that is what draws Aries to Aquarius. The dynamic here is one of mutual fascination. You are fascinated by how Aquarius thinks. They move through ideas the way you move through challenges, relentlessly and without much concern for what people think along the way. Aquarius is fascinated by your decisiveness. They can spend a long time inside their head, mapping out all the angles. You act. That combination, in a friendship or a longer-term relationship, becomes genuinely productive. Aquarius gives you new frameworks. You give Aquarius forward motion. What this pairing does well over time is build a relationship based on respect rather than need. You do not cling to each other. You do not require constant contact. But when you reconnect, it feels like no time has passed. The intellectual and personal respect stays current. Here is the move to deepen this connection. Ask Aquarius a question you genuinely do not know the answer to, about something they have been thinking about, and then actually listen without interrupting. This will be hard for you. You process by talking. Aquarius processes by being heard. Give them the space to finish a thought all the way through. What you will get back is a level of depth and honesty that most people never experience from an Aquarius. They open slowly, but once they do, they are remarkably candid. And candor is something you have always valued more than comfort. So there they are. Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius. 3 very different relationships, all grounded in something you share with each of them. With Leo, it is mutual respect between strong personalities. With Sagittarius, it is the particular joy of movement and discovery. With Aquarius, it is a rare kind of intellectual freedom that lets you both be exactly who you are. Which of these 3 surprised you? Was there a relationship in your life that you immediately recognized when one of these was described? I am genuinely curious. Drop it in the comments. Sometimes the most useful thing is just naming something you already knew but never had words for. If this resonated with you, please subscribe. There are more of these waiting for every sign, and I would love to have you here for them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a blessed day.